You're listening to Parasearch UK Radio. News, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch UK Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to The Spirit Dimension with your host, Kerry Greenaway, right here on Parasearch Radio.
Good evening and welcome to the Spirit Dimension. My name is Kerry Greenaway and it's a Sunday evening and it is, well, we've just hit Mabon. So blessed Mabon to all you girls and guys out there. I'm joined in the studio tonight by the lovely Clare Hinks. Good evening, Clare.
Good evening, Kerry. And how are you this evening?
Calm and collected, as always. And we're also joined by the lovely Lisa Michaels. Good evening, Lisa. How are you?
Good evening, Kerry. Good evening, Claire.
Good evening. It's very polite and civilised in the studio tonight, isn't it?
It is a bit tonight.
I love our Sunday evening chats. I love our Sunday evening chats between these three ladies, between us three. I love our little chat. So Lisa's back on because it's all about using your intuition and your inner superpower. As we know, Lisa runs, along with Heather Prince, the Hunch Club, which is opening its doors in October. Isn't that right?
It is indeed. On the 17th of October, we are opening our doors again. And we are hoping to help as many people as possible who want to develop their intuition and connect with their inner guru, their inner guidance and unlimited potential that we all have and that we've been given at our birthright. And it's a case of listen to your gut, listen to yourself, and we will give you the tools and strategies of how to do that in a simple way that won't impact your life, but will improve your life as you go along with us. So it's very, very effective, subtly effective, if you follow the steps that we offer you in the course.
Excellent. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our belief systems and how they can help or hinder our powers of manifestation, aren't we?
We are indeed, yes. That is a big subject when it comes to wanting to manifest something in our lives that we want. And a lot of us don't realise actually what is running our beliefs. It's normally hidden in our subconscious mind, but actually our subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of the success in our lives. So it's really becoming aware of what your beliefs are, where the core of those beliefs emanate from, and also to understand about, releasing those beliefs, because some of them really don't serve you in today's, day and age. And also, if you're rerunning the same beliefs on like a program, almost like if you can imagine like a computer rerunning those programs, then you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's a case of changing that, rewiring those so that you can manifest and do other things. And it's not making massive changes right away. It's about really understanding, doing something daily, and very slowly but surely, you can change your patterns. And they become your behaviours. So it's doing it in a gentle way, rather than on a impact way. You're going to completely change. Press a button, you're going to change the next day. It's not really like that. I think a lot of people think, oh, it sounds a bit too good to be true. And yes, that is too good to be true, to press a button and the next day, after you've dealt with all of this stuff, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of patience. It's a matter of progress and evolving, because we're always becoming, we're always evolving.
That's very true.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, can you manifest anything, anything at all?
Anything at all you can. You can manifest the body you're wanting. You can manifest the man you're wanting, the woman you're wanting, the relationship. You can pretty much, in fact, I don't say pretty much, you can manifest everything. The case of it is based upon the vibration that you're in. So, having a thought which has an emotion behind it will help you to manifest the life that you're wanting. However, you do have to match it vibrationally. So this is where the key tool is. It's about matching it vibrationally rather than just having that thought and that emotion behind it. So you not only have to work on your core beliefs, but you would have to work on your emotions, where they do come from, and removing those that don't serve you. Plus, also believing that you can have these things. Again, a lot of us that have our logical minds sitting in the way of a lot of the things that we want to manifest, because our heads can't get around it, especially our logical heads cannot get around it. So it's a case of moving that aside and really just going with the flow of the universe and just connecting. Claire, as you getting this guidance from and messages from the divine, it's exactly the same way as manifesting. You literally have to believe in that unseen, ability, that invincible divine guidance that we all have. And it's about believing and having faith in the unseen that's not yet here, but believing that it's on its way. And you can do this with affirmation work. And we do this all in the Hunch Club. We would teach you how to manifest the life that you're wanting as well.
It's opening your mind, isn't it? Opening your mind to allowing anything to be possible. And so the more that you tell your brain, you rethink. That's what I've discovered. The more you tell your brain, your affirmations, I'm attracting abundance, I receive financial abundance, whatever, I'm going to get a nice big fat white car, whatever it is.
Yeah. I think also
it's
what
just
happens,
retraining your brain.
It is. It's retraining, it's rewiring of those neuro pathways that we've been conditioned under for such a long time. So it's a case of just literally removing that, shifting it aside and going, right, I'm going to, and I think as well, it's learning that we can receive, being open to receive and allowing it in is the key.
Because by doing that, you are realigning, aren't you? You're realigning with the universe. Yeah,
it's all about alignment. It is actually all about alignment. You can want these things, you can dream about these things all day long, but if you're not in alignment with them because you don't believe that you can have them, then you're not in alignment. You're not in vibrational alignment with them. So it's all about energy. This is all about energy. We are energy. We come from energy. And whatever you want to manifest, and it's actually happening a lot quicker now because of the 5D that we're coming into. I don't know if you've ever covered this in your other programs, but we are coming into, or we are in
the fifth dimension.
The fifth dimension. So, our manifested thoughts and emotions and feelings are now manifesting a lot faster, because the timing is just happening a lot quicker. The veil has been lifted. And
there's a lot of energy shift, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of shifting going on.
And I've noticed in just what I do and the people that I cross paths with, how people's spiritual journey seems to be speeding up. So it will take them a little while to sort of get into their groove, accept their gift or their interest or whatever it may be. And then over... I met a lady, just for example, the other day, and she said to me, how do you think I'm doing, with my spiritual development? And I physically noticed that over the last 12 months, she has showed an interest and she's been embracing it, and things have happened in her home life, because she's become more aware, I feel. And all of a sudden she's speeded up. Like I can just see it snowballing really fast. And she said, I definitely feel like things have changed. But I've noticed that for lots of people, including myself, it's the shift has happened, like the energy vibration has shifted massively.
It certainly has. And I think also being even more open to it and aware of it. I think when you measure something, for example, when you've wanted to manifest something, it's now being more aware of what you've manifested rather than just taking it for granted. And again, affirmations are great, but if you're not a vibrational match to those affirmations, in other words, you're saying those affirmations, you're subjecting those to your subconscious, you're being open. However, you've still got that conflict inside going, really? Do you really believe this? So it's about being, making those affirmations more suggestive, in other words, more believable to the logical mind, so that there isn't so much conflict and you're allowing more in as well. So I read a fantastic book, and actually I was going to write an ebook. I've written an ebook of law of attraction, of how to get vibrationally into alignment, actually, which you can put the link up into, the spiritual dimension. And I would love for people to download it, because it would really help them to powerfully get a good, very clear, easy idea that it's not the hardest. It's not a hard process. You literally just have to focus and know what you want. The thing is, a lot of people out there don't know what they want. They're much more focused on what they don't want rather than what they do want. So, that can also be a conflict within what you want to manifest in your life. And it's about focusing on what you want, not what you don't want.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So how do you change your vibration? Because like you say, you can sit there and do the meditations and the affirmations, but if you're not vibrationally aligned, so how do you get yourself into that alignment?
So it's about, I do a lot of meditation work myself, and they are very powerful. Some of the suggestions that I make within these meditations are extremely powerful. The thing is, if you're receptive to also music and the waves and the what they actually, sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat, what they actually can open up for you as well, because music has a massive way of changing your vibration. Like you listen to a happy tune or something that brings you back memory wise to something that was really nice, was really a lovely memory, that can help you raise your vibration. Again, relaxing music, it just really opens you up. But if you feel that may not help you to be vibrationally, lift your spirits, in other words, and raise yourself up higher, then just listen to something that will do that. Again, I love, for example, if I'm going out to a meeting sometimes, and if I want, in the past when I used to want a deal, for example, I'd listen to rocky music, because that was like, yeah, I'm going to go for this. I'm really going to do this. And that rocky music is like a build up, and it would really help me to align myself to getting what I wanted, because it would give me that higher feeling, that higher vibration that, yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this deal. That was obviously before I was into this work, but I've always used music, and music has a massive effect on me, for example, and I know it does for a lot of people.
Music has a very emotional connection, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. It can really definitely change your vibration. But like I say, also, is the power of your words can change your vibration. Some people are very receptive to what people say to them. For example, if you got the belief that, say, your partner or a very good friend of yours, you believe whatever they tell you, that can help you change your vibration. So, but it's not reliant on that. It's being more reliant on yourself to, tell yourself your own powerful affirmations that can help you. For example, if you wanted to manifest money, you have to do the work. It's not just a case of a couple of, affirmations for a couple of weeks and then you're going to manifest this amazing, massive success and money. You just have to do the spiritual work that goes with it. And it's about, again, like aligning yourself. It could take up to 6 months. It could take a year, because to move your vibration from where you are, because you've been so conditioned, you've got all that conditioning to remove, basically push that aside. And then it's about, removing that so that you make space for what you want to allow in, which is the power of your spoken word, the power of the affirmations, the power of the music, how it lifts you, letting that really, really get into every cell of your being and changing you, because it's just allowing it. It's literally just allowing it. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, my dog's having a moment. Right, when we talk about our conditioning and our belief systems, some of those are set in for a very young age, aren't they?
Yes, they normally the time is between 0 to 7 is when you're very influential. So you've got influences from your parents, you've got influences from teachers, conditioning from society, your peers, your friends. And, you know, whoever you're mixing with at that point in time as well, and whatever beliefs your parents may have, without them knowing, you're going to be influenced by them, because they're going to say to you, oh, you know, we haven't got enough. Let's say, for example, you was brought up in a family that didn't have enough money, and you scrimped and scraped, and you had this belief, and your parents maybe had the belief that, oh, rich people are snobs, or rich people are not very nice people. Then that's going to be your behaviour towards rich people as you grow up, because that's what you've been conditioned to believe. That's what you believe is true, because, again, you've heard it from your parents. Your parents, you don't think they're going to lie to you. They're not going to steer you wrong. You know, you're going to take on that belief. So much so, it's actually a disempowering belief, because, you know, anything that keeps you small or keeps you in a vibration of what I would say, that's a vibration of jealousy, actually. And jealousy is a very low vibration. Then that behaviour then becomes your adult behaviour. And then you'll constantly think, actually, in the background, in your subconscious mind, where actually rich people are not very nice. You know, they're not nice people because my mum and dad told me that. Or somebody, you may have subconsciously heard it, or in passing. And again, it's very, very influential. And especially from the ages of 0 to 7 is when we're very influenced by the things that we hear, and also mostly by the things that we feel that are coming, you know, to us. Because we're energy beings, we feel that energy, you know, we feel that distaste of something, or that we'll feel that disempowering of something. It's a vibration. You're constantly moving in and out of different vibrations anyway. And it's a case of letting yourself and managing your own vibration to get into alignment with what you want. So it's controlling your emotions, controlling your vibration, and it's all very possible doing the work, but you've got to do the spiritual work first.
Okay, do you think that managing your emotions is one of the hardest things you could do?
It is and it isn't. I think, again, it's about responsibility. As we said in the last show, it's taking responsibility, it's ownership, isn't it? If you are someone that gives your power away, for example, if you're someone that's a people pleaser, then you are literally I believe you're in somebody else's emergency. For example, if someone says, oh, I really need your help, you know, can you help me do this? And you're like, okay, so what do you want me to help you with? And it's something that, you know, they could probably do themselves, or, you know, they could maybe, you know, maybe they've asked you several times before for the same sort of thing, and you're just wanting to please that person and they're expecting it. You're going to go and do it for them. I'm not saying not to be compassionate and do things for other people, of course, but when it means bringing your own vibrational, you know, your energy down, and when you're constantly serving others and doing what they want you to do, you're not doing what you want to do, and therefore you end up losing control of your own emotions and vibration, and therefore you're constantly serving. So when that happens, your cup is emptying all the time. You know, you're constantly showing up for people. And actually, if you haven't got the energy to show up for someone, for example, you know, in my coaching practice, you know, if I don't feel I've got the energy to do something for somebody, I won't do it, because I'm not going to show up enough for them. I'd rather wait till I've got the energy to do it. And I'm not saying to turn away business. At the end of the day, it's about managing yourself to the point where you want to look after your own vibration. You don't want to burn out. And a lot of people do burn out by serving a lot of what other people want them to do. And it's not really what they want to do. So it's about looking after your own we call it seniority. It's not giving away your seniority away. It's about powerfully standing your ground, but still being compassionate and serving people, but not to the point where you're going to burn out, not to the point where you're going to be affected by this on a health level, on a well-being level, on a spiritual level. But a lot of us do, because we run on empty, a lot of us. And the thing is, you can't serve people on empty. You just can't. So you might as well be honest with yourself and manage your vibration and just listen to your body. You know, at the end of the day, I'm an empath, so I absorb energies anyway. So I have to listen to my body. I've got no choice, because in the past, I've often been stopped or completely sort of exhausted from again, serving and saying yes to everybody. You know, you can't possibly say yes to everybody. You're not looking after your own vibration by saying yes to everything, thinking that you're pleasing everybody because you want to be liked. But a lot of us do that because we want to be liked, or we want to feel that we're doing something for someone else, because we do like, as beings, we do like to give, but we're not very good at receiving.
Very true. Very true. Claire?
It is true. Yeah, it's true. And we don't give ourselves enough credit, do we? Like I say to people loads, you know, you need to have a little bit more time for yourself. Like, people run around. We have such busy lives, don't we? Because we're clock watchers, you know, and we're apologizers. I'm really sorry, I didn't get time to do that. I couldn't do that. But actually, we give ourselves a break.
We're also very reactive. We're also very reactive. In other words, you know, especially with the phone, someone will send you a text and you will immediately, whether you're on the toilet or not, or whether you're in a meeting, you will be quickly sending that text to the other person saying, oh, I'll come back to you soon. You know, what happened to the time when let them wait? You know, at the end of the day, you're doing something for someone else, or you're busy doing what you're doing, and you get back to them when you can. But we're very reactive instead of being the reverse, you know, on the reverse. So whatever comes in, instead of being proactive, we're very reactive to things. So we wait for.
It's society's made us a little bit like that, hasn't it, Lisa? Because we all do, like, the phone goes and we pick it up and we, you know, like you say, we're straight away, we're there, aren't we? But we need to kind of step back a little bit to embrace our own intuitiveness, to realise what do we actually need for ourselves.
It's giving ourselves space, and also a lot of the time you have all the answers within you. So a lot of the time you'll maybe ask somebody else. I mean, this comes up a lot in the Hunch Club. You know, you'll ask on the outside of you, like, what decision shall I make? What shall I do? Well, hold on a second. What do you want to do? And a lot of people will not make their own decision. They'll look outside of themselves first, but they have it all within them. They have the ability. Every single one of us has the ability. We have everything we need within us. You do not have to look outside of yourself, because someone else that will give you some advice, and I'm sure they mean well, and I'm not saying these people don't mean well, but a lot of it is not really, it's not from you. So it's not really, it's their advice for them, for themselves. That's what would suit them. But what would suit you? You know, it's doing what you want. It's like, for example, you might be growing up in a family and you've been told, right, you're going to do what the family wants you to do. In other words, you're going to go into a business with the family. You know, and it's like, well, hold on a second, that's not my passion. That's my family's passion. That's where they've, you know, taken on something. And again, it's about listening to yourself of where you want to be. Where's your passion? Where do you feel your heart is? You know, if you're a creative person, but you've got this opportunity to just take over a business that's not really your passion, then you're not really going to run it very well, because your passion's not there. You know, again, you've got to be passionate about things. And I think nowadays, we have come into the day and age where if you're not passionate enough about something, and you're not, the driving force behind that should be effortless, but it's not. And if it's not effortless, then there's a problem. Then you've got a resistance. But everything should flow easily where there's passion, where your heart is connected to what you're doing. And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They're waking up to, actually, this is not my passion. And a lot of job changing, and a lot of things are changing at the moment as well.
So what if you get to a point where you don't know what your passion is? You know, how do you distill that down to what your passion is?
So I do a little exercise with some of my clients when I'm doing a one-to-one session with them, and we'll sit down and literally we have a column A and a column B. And you'll write down everything that you like doing and everything you don't like doing. And it's a case of elimination. You know, you literally go through like eliminating things that you don't like. And then you'll notice what happens is when you actually sit down and give yourself time to go within, take 10 minutes away from all the noise, distractions, turn the phone off, and literally go within yourself and say, right, what do I really like doing? If there was no issue with money, if there was no issue of unlimited resource, you know, if I didn't have these conditions, if I didn't have anything to, you know, be concerned of, what would I do in my life? What would I like to do? So you take away everything, you strip everything back, and You come from a place that there is no lack, there is no negativity, there is nothing in resistance to what you're wanting. And where there's nothing, you sort of go into this imaginative world. And by going into that imaginative world, you are able to find your true purpose. Because what we do as beings and as humanity does is it restricts us, because we've been told you can't do this because you need this. You can't do that because you need that. You can't do that because you haven't got the money. You know, there's so many conditions that are put on us. But when you take away all those conditions and go into this imaginative world, that's where your truth lies. That's where your true passion is. And it's about eliminating and taking away and all those conditions, and literally just going into your imagination and going, okay, so if you wanted to live your life, how would it be if you had no restrictions, nothing against money, nothing, everything was open to you? What would you do? And some people may have difficulty with that. It might take a couple of days, but every time you ask a question, the universe will answer you. It will come back with something. You've just got to listen to that. You've just got to really literally go within and hear the message that you're asking the question. As soon as you ask the question, you've changed the vibration you're in anyway, because that changes what you get back from the universe. Can
I just add to that then? Yeah. So a lot of so you said earlier you meditate a lot, and I resonate with that, because I used to not meditate enough, and as a medium my guides were a bit on my case for years. To meditate more, meditate more. I've got 3 kids, a job, I haven't got time to meditate. But I've changed. We do. And I have, over the last couple of months, made time in my day to meditate more. And I've gone from 5 minutes up to about half an hour every morning now, which is massive for me. And I have to say, speaking from experience then, that it has made a massive difference to my mindset and has made me see what I want to do, where I want to go. It's helped me moving forward. So where I was feeling stuck in a rut, I'm now not. I don't feel like that at all now. So I suppose what my point is if you feel like you can't meditate, I mean, I know how I would answer this question, but obviously, Lisa, I want to know what you would say. So if somebody said to you, I just can't meditate, I can't do it, what would you suggest instead?
I think what I would suggest instead is you can go for a walk in nature. If you wanted to take some time out, even if it's a 5-minute break at lunch, you don't have to do it in a massive way to start off with, because a lot of the overwhelm that we get, and we feel, again, we don't want to feel pressured. This is not feeling pressured to, you have to do this, When we are told we have to do this to get to a certain goal or a certain outcome, then we go right against it. Our immediate reaction is, oh, no, not doing that, can't do that because I haven't got the time. But when you say, actually, why don't you just take 5 minutes? I'm sure you can manage 5 minutes. Some people smoke and they'll go out, say, for a quick cigarette. Even going out for a quick cigarette on your own, and I don't say to you, go out and have a smoke. But what I'm saying to you is, just be on your own for 5 minutes, and then just try and just close your eyes, and just for a moment, even if it's just for a minute, there is a space that is silent. And I'm not saying you're not going to have any thoughts coming in, but there are ways, and again, anything practiced, you do it regularly, you'll start to actually enjoy that moment, that time, that minute, and then that minute can grow. Again, we all started somewhere. I never used to be, I never thought I could sit still and meditate for 20 minutes to a half an hour. No, of course not. And a lot of people are afraid of that as well. They're like, I can't sit still, I can't quiet my mind. The thing is, we're not asking you to have no thoughts, because that's impossible. We've got about 45 million thoughts coming through, 45,000 thoughts coming through at a time, maybe even more. And the thing is, that's what's clouding your intuition. That's what's cluttering up. You've got the worry, you've got the stress of everyday life. And it's about just having that moment and switching off. Don't answer your phone. Don't be reactive to anything. Just for 5 minutes. And I'm sure everyone can do just 5 minutes, or even just a minute. That moment's peace, you know, is really, really special. And it starts to become, like you were saying, Claire, your life. You know, now you can't not do it, because actually you found it to be, it's helped you with more clarity, more focus.
Yeah, and I feel I feel so much more focused. I've signed up to do a 13-mile run in March.
Oh, that's brilliant! Well done.
And there was a time where I could never have even considered doing that, because but my brain is a lot more focused now, and it's like, and I'm put it down to that, because I'm just giving myself that 5, 10, 15 minutes in the morning, you know, just for myself, just to focus on.
We are our most receptive when we actually just wake up. And I know this might sound mad. Some people jump out of bed and they'll go straight to clean their teeth, have a shower, Even in a shower, you can do this. You can just focus on what your intentions are of the day, quiet your mind. It's the most peaceful time of the day, is when you just wake up. And actually, that's the most poignant time to meditate, because
that's when I do it.
Yeah, that's when I do it as well. And like I say, you can even do it in your shower. You can do it when you're walking, you know, to the train station, to your work. You know, again, you don't have to sit there on a specific pillow and do it. You know, you can implement this, like I say, in small ways into your daily routine without it impacting any time. And you'll then become aware that actually you'll have more time. It's amazing actually how you start to actually be able to bend reality, and you can plan out your whole day. I mean, this is what I'm at, you know, this is where I'm at the moment. You're able to plan out your day and accomplish everything that you've set out to do, your intentions for the day, because you've already planned that in your head for that day. Okay, so I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And okay, you might say, well, how's that meditating? But when you set an intention of how you want your day to go, you have a map to follow. Simple as that. Instead of being reactive to things that are coming into your day and screwing up your day. You know, again, sometimes that will happen, but it's about still being and doing as much as possible in those hours that you're given. You know, because we all get the same set of hours. No one gets any more than you know. But when you meditate, you know, and amazingly it does work like this, that you end up actually having more time, because you have a lot more focus. You're not flitting from the past to the present, to the future, to the past, to the present, to the future, because that's what your mind is doing when you've got no focus, when you've got no clarity. You can't focus. You're not focusing on one thing. Whereas what meditation does, it helps you to focus on that one thing, complete that one task, and then move on. And then you're not constantly catching up with yourself, because a lot of people are constantly trying to catch up with themselves, and that's why they're running around stressed out, because you know you're never finishing one thing, because there's no focus, because your mind is literally wandering constantly, because you've got no control over your mind and your thoughts. And the thing is, it's having control and saying, again, someone comes in, let's say you're at work and someone's, you know, said, oh, this needs to be done by tomorrow. What are you going to say? Yes, okay. Well, hold on a second. Is the world going to end if it's not done tomorrow? You know, again, okay, some things have to be done urgently and we do have to improvise, but it's really saying, okay, so does this definitely have to be in tomorrow? You know, why have you given it to me now? What? Because people are so disorganized. They're frantically, like you were saying, stressed out all over the place. They're running around. There's no focus on and finishing any particular job. Because again, everybody is in that position. So if you're waiting on somebody as well, they're in the same position as you are. So you're waiting on somebody else. And it then becomes sort of like a cycle, you know, that everybody's in. And we're all in this sort of mess of cycles that aren't getting finished. And there's no focus. There's no clarity. So we all don't really finish anything. We always feel that there's a mountain of stuff to get through. But there isn't. If you just go within and just, you know, it's very, very hard to explain how meditation works, because it's such a unique, simple technique that just accomplishes so many areas of your life, that you have to really experience it. It's like me saying to somebody, go to the gym and work out and you get this amazing body. Well, you until you really do that yourself, you won't experience that. You can't see the benefits, you know. So again, it's the same with meditation. Anything practiced is about practicing it, keep going with it, and you'll see the benefits. You'll feel the benefits. You'll get those benefits. And then you'll want to pay that forward because it's the most amazing feeling.
Oh, it's exciting.
It does sound very much. I like the analogy you used, actually, about going to the gym. Because the first time you go to the gym, you might go in and try 2 or 3 different machines, and the next day you're, like, literally crippled because, you know, you've done something you haven't done before. And then you think, oh, God, I'm absolutely knackered. I can't go there today because, like, I can't... my muscles are killing me. But you go and then you work through that and they loosen up as you work out again, and you might do different muscles. And then as time progresses, you become less achy and your muscles become, like, you know...
accustomed to it.
Thank you. Accustomed to that. And then you start seeing the definition, and then you start seeing the physical changes within your body. So I really like that analogy of...
it's no different. Meditating is just another muscle. It's the muscle of the mind. And your mind controls absolutely everything. It's the control centre. So you get your mind focused, you get your mind working properly so that you've got clarity and that you've got more focus. And then the rest of it will follow. The rest of it will come. You know, you'll find that your life flows a lot easier. And again, you'll be able to, again, have a lot more resilience to certain things. You'll be able to look after your own vibration, because that does lift you, you know, by having, you know, that space of going within. You just, it's like almost like you have to, you know, you have to do it. It's like I say, anything practiced is something that you'll get the benefits from. And once you start noticing the benefits, and I've got people that come to my meditation workshops, and they, even to this day, they say, I don't know why I come, but I just love it. But I feel different, but I don't know why I'm coming. It's like something's getting them to come, but they obviously feel the benefits. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep coming back. It's like, again, like going to the gym. If you can't see any benefit, if you haven't persisted with something, then yes, you're not going to see the benefit. But if you've persisted with something, you will start getting the benefits. And I noticed profound changes within my neuro pathways, you know, massive changes. Like, you know, my intuition was more heightened. I felt a lot more resilient to certain things, a lot more calmer, and I was able to spend my day's time for the certain things that I allocated time to. I mean, it really does change your life, you know. So, yes, I do feel, and also your thoughts, again, how you, when you wake up, and waking up in a positive manner will help you to live a much more positive day. And then that becomes compounded. So you've got it every day becomes more compounded, because you go to bed on, you know, if you want to meditate before you go to sleep is a good time to also meditate, because first of all, it gives you a better night's sleep, and it can help with insomnia. It can help with any anxiety. Listening to something which is positive before you go to sleep, you will marinate for, say, 6-7 hours, however long you sleep for.
I love that
marinate. Marinate, literally. We are. But a lot of people are marinating in worry and stress and guilt and shame, and I've got to-do lists, and I've got this to do, and you're worried about this one, you're worried about that one, and I'm worried about what I said to that person, and I'm worried about my kids, and I'm worried about my husband, or I'm worried about my partner, or I'm worried about manifesting a man. You know, so you're going to sleep on all of this, and then you're marinating in that for 8 hours. So you don't. Wouldn't you rather marinate in positive, successful, positive affirmations, or some meditation that can help you to sleep much deeper and to not be woken up by any stress or worries that you may have on your mind, like, oh, I forgot to send that email to that person, or oh, I've got this to do tomorrow. So, you know, you find that as people get older, they have even more things that they seem to be worrying about or concerned with, because they haven't completed something or they haven't finished something off. And therefore, it's like a massive worry, like the world's going to end if you haven't done it. Well, it's not going to end, because believe me, if you were to not wake up the next morning, that's something that you didn't do. It's going to be done by someone else. you know.
Yeah.
So
no, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's there's nothing that you have to worry about that needs finishing, to be honest, because we go to sleep. When we wake up, you know, if you wake up, you've got to, again, it's something to be grateful for, you know, waking up and having another day to.
And gratitude is a massive thing, isn't it? It's a massive part of getting your muscle, your brain muscle, accepting and being in alignment and everything. Being grateful for what you have under your nose, because it's so easy to not notice that, isn't it? To be, I'm not going to say ungrateful, but you know, but just to be.
Assume you're going to wake up.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm so grateful
totally
for another beautiful day.
Actually, I'll tell you something, right? This happened literally 3 days ago. I was having a conversation with somebody regarding a divorce situation. Now, as you all know, I am divorced, and that happened quite a long time ago for me, and I've been single since, and that's absolutely fine. And I was sitting there talking to them about this, and I went, I'm actually really grateful that happened. And, you know, like, it was almost like a ping moment. And I
like a light bulb went,
I actually sat there and thought, I am actually really grateful for that, because I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing now. I wouldn't have met some of the people that I'm meeting now. If my relationship had continued the way it was going towards the end of the relationship, I wouldn't, and we'd stayed in that for the last 10 years, I wouldn't have been happy, and I probably would have finished it at some point anyway. So I'm actually really grateful that it happened at that point in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We think that some of the bad things that we experience in our lives, the struggles, the things that are thrown at us, you know, that you realise actually at the time you can't see those little blessings in disguises, but they are.
It was a massive blessing in disguise, to be fair.
But we often don't notice it, do we? We don't notice it until much later.
Not at the time. The thing is, because you're so focused on that period of time being maybe quite stressful, and you're not really in alignment with who you are, because you're trying to get into alignment. That's the thing. Because of that, you're letting go of that, you know, situation. It's because you're out of alignment of who you are. So therefore, the universe will always put you back on the right track of where you're meant to be. And that means making you uncomfortable for a little bit, but only for a little bit, because like you say, you realise actually that this is a blessing in disguise. And actually later on, you realise that this was the best thing that could have ever happened, because I'm a better person for it. I'm the person I'm meant to be, rather than it happening maybe down the road later on. You know, it happened at the time it happened, it was meant to happen. Everything that happens anyway, as we know, has already happened anyway. So it's a case of, you know, you're doing things that have already been done. You're just going through the motions of everything, but it's already happened.
But yeah, I mean, I have to say, it was it was only when I verbalised it, when I was talking to this person, that I actually thought, I am actually really grateful for that. And yes, my life ain't perfect now. Don't get me wrong. I have trials and tribulations, but they're my own. They're not being brought to me from that situation. But would I change what I've got now to go back to that? No, I wouldn't. No. I'm really grateful that happened, because I wouldn't be doing, like I say, the things that I'm doing, the life that I've got, you know, the people that I've met, I wouldn't have done my business. I wouldn't have met you girls. I wouldn't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'd be in a little bubble. I would have been so unhappy if it had stayed.
Everything happens for a reason, and nothing is coincidental.
I know, and I was trying
it's all synchronized.
That.
Yeah,
and I was trying to verbalise that to this person who's just gone through it, and they're obviously in the right bottom line of despair, because their whole world has just crumbled before them, and I'm trying to explain this to them with 10 years of experience behind me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And I'm just going, look at my journey for that. You know what I mean? Just if you can take any positives out of this, look at how my life has played out. Your life can play out, and not exactly the same way, but in your own way now. You know, all those resentments and angers and everything that you've kind of gone through up to this point. You've hit the rock bottom because he's left, and you're now left holding the babies, as it were. But this is your starting point. This is your starting point again now.
But look, whatever you've let go of, though, brings you. It's made a space for something else to come in, and that's the thing. It's letting go of. It's letting go of something that at the time is devastating, and it is. It's very upsetting. It's uncomfortable. It's worrying. It's uncertainty, and that's also the main part. It's the uncertainty, isn't it? But I think a lot of.
Sorry to interrupt at that point. The letting go bit. I think when you have made that decision to let go and move on from that situation, it's easier. When it's been brought to you, like her husband just got up and left, very similar to what my husband did.
It was a shock.
Exactly. At that time, I didn't want that. That wasn't, and I had real trouble letting go because, and I'm not talking about letting him go, I'm just talking about
the situation.
The situation go, and the anger and the resentment and all that sort of stuff. I had trouble letting that go because it wasn't something I had instigated. I hadn't made that decision. And that sometimes is very, very hard to then get yourself back into alignment. And sometimes
it's what you, and also what happens when you meet somebody and you're a partner to them, whether you're married or not, it doesn't matter. Because you're very reliant on that other person, it's about owning in your, again, we're talking about vibration here. That can affect your vibration because you've entwined yourself with that other person. You rely on that other person so much so, and you have almost given away all your responsibility, all of your seniority to that other person, that you've changed yourself and you're the former person. You're not whole as a person because you've sort of given half to that other person. So I've been married 20 years, Kerry, and as much as I love my husband, we're very much separate as well. You know, I do my own thing. He does his own thing. We're very together. We do lots of stuff together. But we do have separate things that we do separately as well. And it works. It just works. You know, I support him in what he does. He supports me in what I do. I might not get some of the things that he does. He might not get some of the things that I do. But at the end of the day, you are allowing that person to be full, to be whole. And if you're not allowing that person to be whole because you have got so used to, you've given yourself so much to that person, you've given yourself away, you've, in other words, let them take you, away from yourself, in other words. It's like a piece of us. We give that over and we don't apologise for it. And then all of a sudden, a shock comes in and it whisks off and it's like, oh my goodness, what's happened? I've lost myself. It's about getting that back and becoming whole again as a person. Who you are is who, you're the authentic you, who is, Kerry, who is Lisa, who is Clare, again. But but like I say, I've been married for 20 years and your marriage goes through different stages, of course. It does. It goes up and down. It's not always, you have to work at it. There's nothing but if it doesn't flow and you've got that resistance and you've got that struggle, then you're not in alignment with one another. You're not in alignment with your heart. And where the heart is there's a matter of the heart, that's connected to your soul. It's connected to your happiness. And if you're not happy, then you're not in alignment with who you are. So therefore, your heart will guide the way and will show you, right, this is where your happiness is. And if that means letting someone go or someone walking out of your life, then that's what has to happen sometimes.
But that's where you say, that's where you have to know yourself and know what you want.
Yes.
Isn't it? And you have to hold on to that,
absolutely.
Whether you're in a relationship or whether you're not in a relationship. No matter what the external influences are, you still have to know who you are as an individual life soul person.
You can still love somebody that much, but you don't have to let go of who you are, because who you are is important, and it's important to be in alignment with what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many things you've got going on or how much money you've got or how many holidays you go on. If your heart is not there in the right place where you feel happy and in alignment with your love and happiness, then it's what's the point?
Very true. Totally agree.
Very true.
No, I totally agree with that. It's the same as if you've got a job. You turn up every day, you're doing the same old rut job. You're not happy. You just go in and go through the motions so you get your wage packet at the end of the day. It's not soul filling, is it? And I know
it's not fulfilling.
I know we're not all lucky in regards to being able to just do what fills our soul, because quite frankly, you know, life isn't always built like that, is it? Sometimes you just have to go through stages where you have to just do what it takes to get.
To be honest, I'm a believer that life's built on what you create. So, you know, whether I don't believe in actual luck. I believe in you manifest stuff. That's not luck. That's basically based on spiritual laws of the universe, which is we are co-creators. We are an expression of the universe. So therefore, whatever you want to express and experience in your life, you're going to experience. And it's all up to you. You have free will, you have choice. So you make those choices, you know, again. And whether they're the right choice at the time, sometimes we feel maybe, you know, but again, it's listening to yourself. It's listening to where your happiness is. And that's what you're always reaching for, is that feeling of being happy. Because if you constantly reach for that happy feeling with everything that you do, then you're going to be constantly in alignment with the universe, and you're going to be sent things. You're going to be, you know, as long as you're allowing that in. But it's about going with the flow, you know, as well, leaving out control. A lot of us like to control things, our outcomes and things that we want to, you know, set ourselves goals, and if we haven't got to that goal, it's like, oh, I failed, or, you know, and it's just going with the flow of things and letting the universe sort it all out, you know. And I'm not saying to be lazy in that respect. I'm saying to just trust that the universe has got a bigger plan for you, has got it already. It's already happened. It's already planned out, because, you know, we're just really actors in a play. We're just playing our roles out. Every single one.
We're just spiritual beings having a physical experience.
We are indeed. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we are here to learn what our soul needs to learn. And you will keep repeating that learned area until you get it. It will keep coming up for you until you've actually got it. And then it's time to move on, to evolve to something else and expand yourself. And that's when you'll start to expand. When you've actually got rid of when you've actually gone through the lessons that you're meant to be learning, and you've, you know, come away from them and expanded yourself, and you're not finding that they're coming up again for you, that's when you know you have true alignment, and you've got true expansive creativity, which we all have the ability to do.
Oh, it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
It's always a lot to think about when we have Lisa on. We always end up getting our brains ticking when Lisa comes on. It's very true, though. It's very true, because how many job interviews have you gone to, and then something don't feel right? It could be the best job in the world, and you're sitting there and you're answering questions, and all of a sudden, something in your gut is telling you this ain't for you.
Yeah.
But how many of us listen to that?
I do.
Well, I do too.
I went for a great job interview in London years ago. This was, and it was fantastic. I would have been working with some great people in the music industry and all this sort of stuff. It would have led me to travel and stuff. She's basically pushing the contract across the desk at me, and something, and I couldn't tell you what it was going, nah, don't do it. And I remember sitting there, and I just
You've got to listen to that inner voice.
And I went, I'm really sorry. I don't think this job is for me. And I got up and walked out. And I remember thinking on the train, on the way home, honestly, on the way on the train home, I'm thinking, what have I just done? It was great money. I would have been travelling. I was working with some amazing people.
But it wasn't for you.
Obviously, it wasn't for me, because there was something in my gut going,
yes,
don't do
this is not for you.
This
absolutely. And it's listening to that inner voice. It's listening and trusting that inner voice is the right thing for you. It's your higher self. It's your soul speaking. It's your God feeling. You know, a lot of us don't connect with that God feeling. It is your God feeling. You know, at the end of the day, I like to call your gut feeling your God feeling, because at the end of the day, it is that alignment is to the divine. It's for your greater good. It's always going to be for your greater good. But a lot of the time we don't trust it because we think, oh no, I've got to control this. Hold on a second, I need to do this because I'm again. Sometimes we allow the ego to interfere with our decision making, and it doesn't always work out the way we expect it to work out. And again, it's just trusting that you are on the right track, trusting that you have got this. You know, when I went into this business, again, I gave up a really good job, and you know, to a certain degree, yes, I was happy, but I kept coming home thinking, but I've got this nagging, strong, really strong, powerful feeling I'm not meant to be doing this anymore. And I just trusted it. I literally just went with the flow, and I said to my husband, don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, okay, what are you going to do? I went, I'm going to build a business. I'm going to become an entrepreneur. And he was like, okay, go for it. He said, you know, so where are you going to start? I'm like, at the beginning, I don't know. I'm just trusting what I'm getting. And I did. But, you know, and that was like 3 years ago. And I'm in the most happiest place I've ever been in all my life. Because I have time to, you know, I help people, I'm serving people, but it's on my terms. I'm enjoying my life that I have now. I'm not frantically running around for other people. You know, I have an online business that I'm running, which is the Hunch Club. I'm loving that as well. Yeah. You know, so there's a lot that I'm doing as well on the outskirts. I've also got a business with my husband that we run as well. I'm enjoying that. I've got time to do that and to focus on that as well. So it's given me opportunities which I didn't actually see before because I didn't have time, because I was constantly at work serving and you know, making someone else money instead of actually focusing what I want, my fulfillment, you know, where my heart is, and actually having that space and time to do things that I want to do as well, you know, like go to yoga and go to do you know, a run in the morning and have that space for myself. You know, I never had that before because you're constantly reactive to what you're expecting to be done by this company that pays you your wage. And you know, it's very fulfilling now, you know. But listen, it's not for everybody, don't get me wrong. It's not easy when you have, you know, if you're the breadwinner or you have money coming in. But you know, again, I had to relinquish all that initial money that I had coming in initially because I was looking to do something completely different.
I think the hardest thing is trust. That's a big move.
Yeah, it's just trust. I just trusted that this was the right route for me, and it's proved to be the right route because I've had abundance of clients that I see regularly now. I have meditation. I've now joined, again, another thing that in the area that I live in, I'm helping and doing things at this yoga retreat place, which is amazing. I'll be doing meditations there and doing my life weaving clearings as well. So yeah, it's all gravy. It's all good. It's all brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, we have actually come to the end of another show with Lisa. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. That's absolutely brilliant.
You're welcome.
So, Claire, what's going on in your world at the moment? What's going on for you?
Wow, lots of things. So I've got a job in a cafe called the Greenhouse. There's lots of growth going on there. It's really, actually, when you talk about alignment, that's really one of those things that just sort of landed on me.
Yeah, brilliant.
And it means that I'm doing I'm 100% me every single day. You know, going there, everybody knows what I do. People are asking me to read them cards. It's another thing that started doing as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's just amazing. Like when you accept like one thing, it all just starts to flow, doesn't it?
It does, and it's amazing how that comes to you as well. It sort of comes like on a delivery belt, you know. You get one thing, and then that expands into something else, and then you go, "Oh, this happened," and that's a synchronicity that's actually expanded into something else, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like seeing a jigsaw puzzle come together.
And the people that I've met as well, because of that, have led me to do other things. Like I'm a lot more involved with a bit of social media than I probably was before as well, and I'm feeling a lot braver about it. And so the more that I do, the more that I do, you know.
Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Excellent.
What about you, Kerry?
Well, yes, lots of things going on in my world.
Ooh,
yes,
exciting.
Lots of wonderful things going on in my world. But we have actually come to the end of the show. We have a competition on the Parasearch Radio group page at the moment. Last chance to enter. I will be going live on the Parasearch Radio group page tomorrow to give you a roundup of this week's shows. And I'll be pulling the competition winner. So if you want to have a chance at winning those 2 books, you need to be a liker of the Parasearch Radio group page and like the post and comment your name. So you've got a last few hours to do that. Don't forget, if you've missed any of our Parasearch Radio shows, then go over to our YouTube channel where you can click like, share and subscribe, and then you'll never miss another show, ever, again, because they'll all be there for you.
Never.
And you'll see our archived shows as well over there.
Fantastic.
We're on Podbean, we're on SoundCloud. You can catch up with us on Twitter, Instagram. You can catch up us obviously on Facebook. And just about everywhere. We're getting everywhere these days. Our Parasearch
That's
Radio.
fantastic. Brilliant.
Fingers in so many pies. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We will be, as I say, I'll be live on the Facebook group page tomorrow. And tomorrow evening, the girls are in the studio with the Supernatural show. On that note, I bid you all a very farewell and a very good evening. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.